everyone. No, that's not been an hour and 50 minutes. I just wanted to show you what I meant by basting, okay? So I've got a pastry brush. If you don't have a pastry brush, just use a small spoon, and the butter is all melted and has formed a sauce at the bottom. So I'm just brushing that over, and this helps to keep your chicken moist, to make the skin lovely and crunchy. And then that's going to go back in the oven, and I'll get it out in another 20 minutes time and baste it again. Keep those chicken wings nice and moist. Okay, it smells yummy. Right, I'm just going to put this back in the oven, and then we're going to talk about vegetables. I won't be 1 second. Okay, so let's talk about roast potatoes for a start, okay? So to get a lovely crunchy outside on your roast potatoes, the trick is actually to cook them a little bit first, which is why I've got this saucepan here. And I have peeled and chopped into quarters all of my potatoes. Notice I've got a new chopping board as well, because I didn't want to cross-contaminate, or indeed if you only have one chopping board, make sure you've washed it. So I use a paring knife to peel my potatoes. I just find it quicker. A paring knife is a posh name for a little knife. And then you're going to pop those potatoes onto the hob and bring them to the boil. And you're going to boil them for just 10 minutes. They won't be cooked through, but the outside will start to get soft, okay? And the softness on the outside is what is going to form that lovely crispy exterior of your potatoes, and then you'll get a lovely fluffy interior. So these are going to go onto the hob. I'm going to bring those to the boil for 10 minutes, like I just said. And while they're doing their thing, let's talk about the other veggies that I'm going to prepare. So you can see I've done some beans and some carrots. So to prepare my beans, I've simply topped and tailed them. Now, I don't know whether you have a microwave, but if you do have a microwave, the easiest way to do your greens and your coloured veggies is in the microwave. So topping and tailing is just cutting the top off and cutting the bottom off. Okay, and then to do beans in the microwave, you get a tiny drop of water, like half a teaspoon of water, just to provide some moisture. You cover that with cling film. You can flavour it up with herbs and spices if you want to, but because we've got all that lovely sauce coming from the chicken, I'm just going to leave it plain, and they're ready to put in the microwave. They only take about 3 minutes, so don't put them in until it's very near to serving up time, okay? And then you can see I've sliced my carrots. So peel, top and tail, and slice your carrots, and we're going to cook those in the microwave as well. Now, the reason we're microwaving, first of all, it's quick. Second of all, it is the healthiest way to cook your veggies. You lose the least amount of vitamins, you maintain the texture. I'm cutting them on a diagonal so there's more surface area exposed so that they cook more quickly. And again, tiny drop of water. You could season them up with something if you like. You're going to cover them with cling film again, and then they're going into the oven. Okay, my cling film's not doing its thing. I'll do that in a second. And then you could do a sweet potato and a butternut squash. I've cut my butternut squash, peeled it and cut it into chunks, and again peel and cut your sweet potato. Now, butternut squash, it's a rolly thing, so cut the edges off, and then make sure you're working with flat surfaces as much as possible. Use your large knife to remove the skin as close to the skin as possible. You don't want to cut off big chunks of your butternut squash. And then cut them about the same size as your potatoes, okay? You don't need to pre-cook these. They're going to go in the same pan as your potatoes, but you don't need to pre-cook them. Or if indeed you're doing loads of potatoes, you can cook these in a separate pan, but you might have a space problem in your oven. The other thing you could do is you could cut these extra vegetables smaller and put them around your chicken, and they would roast at the same time as your chicken. These veggies are going to take about an hour, so you're going to let your chicken cook for about an hour before you start putting your veggies in the oven. Okay, sweet potato, peel the same way as a potato with a paring knife, and then just chop that up into chunks as well. Okay, so we've got a lovely healthy dish, apart from the bit of butter that we've used. I will be back in a little while to show you what to do with the next step of the potatoes, and then I'll be back after that to do how to carve the chicken and how to serve everything up. Okay, so let's just, again, we want a flat surface to cut on. Cut them the same size as all your others. And like I said, we're going to roast these in the same pan as the potatoes. Okay, you can see how quickly that was done. I'm going to deal with these potatoes now. I'll be back in a little while. I'll see you soon.